Good day and welcome to another day of painting. This time we're looking at achieving our grass as you see there. Now to get the green you're looking for, we mix yellow and blue. Yellow and where's the blue? Yellow and blue. Now I don't have any more yellow here because I've already mixed my green. So you mix yellow and blue. And when you mix those two together, it gives you a green shade. If you want the green to be a dark green, you put a little bit more blue. If you want the green to be a light green, you'll put a little more yellow. The more yellow you put, the lighter the green will be. And so you're going to start off with a very light green at first. And that very light green is what you're going to take to put on the grounds for your grass. Okay? And you're going to rub a little mild. You're not going to overdo the rubbing. But you're going to put your green. Okay? You're going to put your green. Now I've done that over on this side already. So I want to show you what I did. So after I completed putting on the green there and it dried a bit, I added a little tip of blue to the green to give it a slightly darker shade. Let me put a little bit more to give it a slightly darker shade. So you would see the distinctness in these two colors, but you don't have to mix them in one spot. You can choose to mix them in another part of your mixing tray. So let me separate it. So I'm taking some of this green that I have over here, and I'm going to throw in a little bit of blue into it, so it becomes a darker shade. Now this shade that I have here is what I'm going to use now to put some signs of grass standing up. So you're not doing a very heavy thing. You're just like basically making some tiny strokes on the ground. Okay? Some tiny strokes. And these tiny strokes will give the effect of grass standing up. Okay? Tiny strokes. So that's all you're doing. When it dries, it will look as though grass is standing up. And you would have an image of grass and your mountains. Now today we're focusing on getting all of those grass in, and we're seeking to complete our tree. Today we should be complete with our whole painting. By the way, you're seeing the sun there. You're going to mix white and yellow together and a little tip of red, and it should give you a slight orange for the sun. Okay? And you color your sun in, and you just slightly spread it a bit into the sky. I'm going to show you a bit of that in just a moment. All right, so now I'm waiting for the other side to dry, and then we are going to focus on the brown and color for the tree. Okay? All right, so for our tree, remember we already have some brown, so we're going to just take that lovely dark shade of brown to make our bark. We would have learned how to make the very dark shade, so we're going to use it to make our bark. We're going to add a little bit of white to it a little later to give the wood effect. However, we're going to go ahead with a little brown and get the bark going. So you're going to want to leave it in a little spike out there at the top, sprung out, so that the tree would blend in with its leaves easily. Okay, so that's it for the brown for your bark. Make sure you cover your pencil marks because you don't want to see those. Alright, so I want to put a twist to our leaves, and I want to give the tree a red and orange effect in terms of leaves. And so you're going to want to take your brush, and this time you're going to come like this onto your tree, all the way around to where your tree markings are. We're going to do this, then we're going to come along with some orange, yellow, red, mix them up again and have our tree. So bring your dots around the plant. Bring your dots. Now I use this color because we already have lots of green, so we don't need a whole lot of green on the plant here. So we're gonna use some red, some yellow, orange, red, yellow, orange with that. Okay, so dot your plant with some red, and when you've completely dotted in here, not fill it and paint it, but the dotted, we're going to move on to put in the other colors until we achieve a full tree of leaves. Okay, so now I need orange. I'm going to take, well, I have yellow here, so I'm going to just separate it because I don't want to mix up the color. I'm trying to find enough space in the palette for this. So I'm going to take a little bit of the red now and just rinse this brush. I'm going to take a little bit of the red now, and I'm going to put it in the yellow, so I'll get an orange, and just a little part, not all over. I'm going to mix these together to get an orange that I would like. I think it could be a little deeper, so I'm going to take a little more red. And I think this is the color I like. Now you can choose what color works for you. You would know what you want. And so just like you would have dotted with the red, now you're going to dot over with your orange. Okay, when you're finished dotting with your orange, we'll dot with our yellow. Okay, now that I have my orange, I'm going to use the yellow and start dotting. We're doing that until we fill this plant. Okay, so we're doing the yellow, then we're going to go back to some red, some orange, and that should complete everything. Okay, I'm going to go back onto the red, add some more red, and your aim is to try to eliminate the white that's there as much as possible. So I'm now using more red and then some more oranges, and that should close everything off. Okay, no more yellow because you don't want too much of that yellow on your plant. I'm now going over with the orange, and now I'm deliberately targeting all those spots that are looking a bit white. You're going to try to leave a little bit, but you're taking out most of it. So now I'm going to go to those spots, take my edges also, close them off, and try to get the orange in. Now I love colors that are mixed. I love red trees. When I pass them, I get excited. So that should be what your tree looks like. You can add more colors if you'd like. Now I did say that we have to focus on the sun and I was going to show you, so let me show you how to get your sun. Now you already have orange, so it shouldn't be that hard. So you're going to take some of your orange and mix it a bit with your yellow, not too much. Or you can put your orange on into your sun first. It's up to you. You put your orange on and you're doing that on the circle, just the circle. Now after you would have covered the circle, because your aim is to get rid of the line that you drew your circle with. After you have covered the circle, we go straight over to some of the yellow, and then we'll put some white, and that should cover it. Okay, so we go over with some yellow, not too much yellow, not too much, just enough to give the sun its appeal. And then we go over to some white. The white now is gonna stretch the color out to the sky, and so we come out like this and we just go through the sun. Okay, and that should give us a beautiful sunlight effect without bringing the whole big round circle of the sun. Right, put as much white as necessary to tone the color down, and you will have your sun. So your painting should look something like this. This is a simple way of painting. More complex would give you a better image. Okay, so let's hope that your painting did come out the way you wanted it, and looking forward to seeing many of you artists in the future.